This is my burger for the burger tag. Can you tell I cheated? So yes, I've decided to do the book burger tag, I think is what it's called. And yes, this is a very old tag. I think it is anyway. I'm not really sure, but I'm a new booktuber, so I haven't done any tags at all. So I figured I would do this one to kind of show you a few of the books and what I think about them. Yeah, I don't have a lot of books compared to booktubers. Obviously, I've been hauling a lot, so I'm building up my collection pretty fast. But in the past, I've really just been borrowing from friends' books or going to the library or a Kindle or whatever. So I haven't had a lot of books in the past, and obviously I'm building a lot in the future, but I just don't have a huge selection compared to a lot of other people. This tag was perfect because I had everything it needed, but in the future, I may not have all the books that you need for a tag or whatever, just letting you know. And I figured this would be a nice way to at least get to know me and a little bit of my opinions. And I figured this would be fun to do, but sorry, this is old. And yeah, this was made in June. So this is quite a long time from June, so sorry. And if I'm going like crazy, I'm sorry, it's just nighttime, and if I don't do that, I'm gonna fall asleep, and so if I look tired or if I'm all crazy, then I'm sorry, it's really late at night. It's like 1:30 now. I should probably be going to bed. So the first question is, first we need the bottom bun. Choose the first book in a series you loved. And this will be no surprise to any of you, and this will be such a boring answer. Is this the first one? Yes, it is. It's been a while. And yes, look how crappy this edition is. You can tell there's been moisture or water to it, and it's very yellow, and most of mine are hardbacks except for this one. Oh my god, it's like, won't even bend. This is, what is this? Oh, the first book in a series that you loved, and nothing can beat Harry Potter, so this is an obvious answer. There will always be a place in my heart for Harry Potter. Sorry if I'm itching and stuff. I'm just so itchy tonight. I don't know why. Now we need the burger meat. Choose a meaty, thick book that you've read and enjoyed. Da na 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 da 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 da. Yes. George R.R. Martin. George R.R. Martin, Game of Thrones. Is my favorite book in the whole wide world. So what was the question? Choose a thick book that you've read and enjoyed. Enjoyed is an understatement. This is, how many pages? Oh my god. This is like 700 pages, and yes, this is a completely ruined edition almost, because it's almost yellow, and some of the pages are actually like got wet at one point, and yes, the corners are messed up. The problem is that I carried this with me everywhere, and I read this twice, and I read this slow so that I could grasp every detail and everything that was going on, and I carried this with me to school, to work, to friends' houses, to doctor's appointments, everywhere. So then eventually it gets all crappy if you don't have a proper like protection case or something, and then I would sleep in bed with it and then be all over it and then ruin the cover. So yes, this one's probably not as bad. Yeah, this one's not as bad, but it's on its way there. And I bought both of these brand new from the store, and they were like $15, so that's not. And I hate the paper, mass paperbacks of these. Like, this is already a massive book with 1,000 pages. Are you really going to make a mass marketed pocket book of this book? Are you kidding me? I'm so glad they make a bigger one of this, because I would not be reading this book. Well, I would be, because it's the Game of Thrones, but it would be a pain in the huge butt to read that. So I can't believe people actually do that, but I'd rather spend the extra money on this version. But it's like $17. That sucks, and I completely ruined it, so I'm gonna have to buy a new one. I just love taking my time reading this book. If you know of any whoa. Sorry, it scared you. I'm going off on a random thought pattern again. But if you know of any epic fantasy or adult adult fantasy. If you know of any adult fantasy, please let me know. I've been wanting to read The Name of the Wind, I think is one of them, and I have a few on my to-read list, but I really want to read a lot of other adult fantasy, so please let me know. The other thing that sucks about adult fantasy that really pees me off is that I feel like every adult fantasy has a crappy cover. Even this one kind of has a crappy cover. I mean, this has a better one than most, but still. And then they're like all pocket sized, like I was talking about with the Game of Thrones. Like, that makes me so not want to read. No wonder I don't want to read adult books, because a lot of them are pocket sized and have crappy covers. I mean, obviously that doesn't have to deal with the content inside, but it makes a difference to me. So, especially, like I said, being in pocket form, it's really irritating, and then I don't like to read it on Kindle, so yes, at least make it available in paperback or hardback so I can buy it that way, okay? Okay, is that so hard? Is that so hard? Next we add the thin slice of cheese and lettuce. Choose 2 thin books, one you've read and enjoyed and one you want to read but haven't yet, and it needs to be 200 pages or less. Okay, so this was the thin book that I read and enjoyed. I had to pick this one because this is one of the thinnest books I got. So I don't have a lot of thin books because I love my big books, other than like my kids' books that like for middle school and stuff, but I didn't want to pick any of those because I just showed you those in a video, all my middle school books and stuff. So I just picked this one that I just did a review on and I just read. It was a good kids book. It wasn't like my favorite absolute series, but it was still good, so I still liked it. And I did cheat though. This is actually 215 pages long, but it's like the closest thing that I had to 200 pages that was like an actual book. Like I have this one that I liked that is under 200 pages, but it's not a book, you know? It's just like a knowledge book. It's not like a story book, so I just picked this one. So this one I liked. I read it, and it's almost, 200 pages, and I liked it, and I read it. So yeah. This one is The Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. I hauled this a while ago, and I still haven't read it. I'm intimidated because it's so short, which sounds funny to be intimidated by how short it is. This is 175 pages long, but it's a standalone novel, and it's an adult, but usually I read series or I read like really chunky books, so the fact that this is so small and isn't in a series, that actually makes me like scared to read it. I know that sounds really weird, but yeah, I want to get to this though. I want to read it. It's got great reviews, and I'm sure I'll love Neil Gaiman, so I don't know what's holding me back. But yes, that's my thin book that I want to read that I haven't read yet. So the next question is, time for a nicely sliced tomato. Choose an average size book you loved or one that you hated. And I picked one that I loved and it has to be between 200 and 400 pages, and this is 360, so this is perfect. This is Everneath. I've already done a review on this. I don't think it's up yet though, because I actually had to redo it 3 times because of lighting and sounds in the background and stuff. So anyways, I really love this book. It's by Brody Ashton, and it's completely amazing. I can't wait to read the sequel. I'm kind of waiting to read the sequel because I think I want to wait to read the sequel till it's closer to when the 3rd book comes out, and the 3rd book comes out in January 2014, so I'll probably read the 2nd one around December so that I can hurry up and read the 3rd one, but it's killing me because I really did love the series, and yeah, you should definitely read it or watch my review when it comes out, or just look it up on Amazon or Goodreads. So I loved it and I would recommend it. So the next question is, now you add a sauce that you've never tried before and you don't know if you'll love it or hate it. Choose a book that you thought you'd love but you hated, or a book that you thought you'd hate but you loved. Some of these questions are like tongue twisters and I can get confused with, but I got that one, so yay me. So yes, I cheated on this one and had 3 books because it says choose a book that you thought you'd love but hated, or a book that you thought you'd hate but you loved. But I have 2 books actually that I thought I would love and I hated, and 1 book that I thought I didn't think I would like but I loved. So I cheated and had 3 books for a question that only wanted you to provide 1 book. So sorry. So the first one I have is The Summoning by Kelly Armstrong. I also did a review on this and I loved it. I thought I wouldn't like it just because it was on my shelf for like a couple of months and I didn't really want to read it. It was kind of like the last book I read in my haul, and I wasn't too excited about it, especially after I read it. I noticed it was child like a children's literature or whatever, so I'm really surprised I liked it. So there was a lot of different factors, and just in general, I think in my head I thought I wouldn't like it. There was no real reason I should have not thought that, because people said it was good, and then the reviews on Amazon were amazing, so there really wasn't a reason I should have thought this wasn't going to be good, probably just because I wasn't motivated to read it, and it's been on my shelf for so long, so I just didn't think it was going to be good. But I was thoroughly surprised in this book and was like, why the hell did I wait so long? So yes, good book if you don't mind children's paranormal, fantasy, whatever. The next one is Beautiful Creatures, and I thought I would love this one, and I hated it. This one also is a complete wreck. Can you tell a pattern? This one's getting a little messed up too on the spines. Can you tell a pattern? Yes, so this is Beautiful Creatures. I definitely messed up with this one as well, like everywhere, like all my other ones. I never even finished it. I just didn't like it that much. I didn't like it that much. The movie was okay. I'm surprised I didn't like it. I think I'm a pretty easy reader in general when it comes to fantasy, paranormal, all that kind of stuff. So I was really surprised. I haven't really found very many that I didn't like. There's a very few amount, but not a lot. Even if there's a series that I don't like that much, usually I'll finish it, and I didn't even finish this one. And I have the second and third one, so it's all right here. I could all read it. I could finish it. Why am I putting it back there? So I didn't like this that much at all. So sorry for the fans. The next one is Night World, and maybe I need to give this another shot. I'm not really sure. I read this like 2 years ago, and there's some sticker crap that makes her look crazy. So this one's actually in okay condition, probably because I didn't finish reading it. I read The Secret Vampire, and I loved it. I loved it so much. But then it goes into a different story, so I got pissed off because I was so invested in this character, and she finally, spoiler, crap, I don't want to spoil that for you in case you want to read this book. I wish I could. Okay, I'm not going to spoil that for you. But something happens that you've been waiting for it to happen, and it, you read till one third of the book or something, and it finally happens, and then it just stops, and it's a completely new story, and you're like, what? I just got invested in these characters. This was a great story, and then now you want to go to a different story? Do they ever go back to those characters? I don't know. I didn't wait to find out. I just read like 50 pages into the second one and then was like, screw this, I want my characters back. So I just said, yeah, I'm not reading this book anymore, and put it on my shelf, and I haven't read it since. So I thought I would love this book, and I didn't like it at all. So, but please tell me how these books work, because I think there's like 2 more of these out. Are these just a bind up and they're all short stories, or how does it work? It says number 1, and that's all it says. And then it has the stories. So I'm guessing they're just 3 different stories. So, so yes, I did not like this, and it made me mad. So don't read it. So don't read it. So don't read it. Yes, I didn't like both of these, and I thought I would like them, and then I didn't think I would like this, and then I did. So I cheated, and these are the 3 books for just that one thing. And the last one is, and finally we need the bun on top to complete our burger. Choose the last book in a series you are dreading the release, or were dreading the release of becoming, or were dreading the release of because you don't want the series to end. Now this is like, I don't know, I've never wanted a series not to end or not to release, so that would be like no series. But I guess what they're saying is something that you don't want to end, and I would think that the Harry Potter was one that I did not want to end, even though I couldn't wait for the last book and I wanted it to come out. But if you're talking about like currently, I would probably pick Everneath, because when I started reading it in the beginning, I thought the 3rd one was out, and it's not. So like I told you before, it comes out in January, so I want it to come out so bad, and I can't wait for the book so bad. So it's really, really good series, so I'm going to be sad when it's done, but I still want to read the last one, So there's not really one that I wouldn't want it to release, or I would want it to be extended to release, just because I like it. I still want to finish the series either way. I guess I would say Game of Thrones as well, because Game of Thrones, I don't even know what the title of the last Game of Thrones will be. I don't even think we're anywhere near the last Game of Thrones. I don't really know how many he's going to make, but he takes a long time to make each book, so that's going to be a very long time from now. So I guess that would be like the best answer, because I love Game of Thrones so much that I never want it to end. But at the same time, I really want his books really badly, but it's going to be a while till it ends, I think, anyway, so I guess that would be the better answer. So this is my book burger, not in order. And yeah, so I hope you liked it. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and yeah, I hope you have a good day. Bye.